Hello, good morning. It is, I was going to say June, but it's not June. It's September. Hello, good morning. It is September 5th, 2025, 10:01 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the Midwest USA. And you're currently live with me, Fen Lee, for another Bead and Chat live and help session where we bead, chat. And if you have any questions on French beading, pop them in the comments. We are currently live on YouTube, currently live in the Bead Floor Studio Facebook page, or actually I changed the name of the Facebook page to Fen Lee Beadwork Instructor instead of the Bead Floor Studio. So yes, we are currently live in the Facebook page and currently live in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. And well, surprise, surprise to me, because I didn't expect it to go through in the Facebook group, and I was about to, share it to the Facebook group. But surprise, surprise, it's working. So if you're in the group, give me a thumbs up, make a comment, let me know you're currently watching. Actually, I'm going to try to get it on my iPad so I can see the comments there. I think I need maybe another laptop or something because of the different screens. I can get it to work. Sometimes it doesn't. So, and unlike previous weeks, today I've been up since 6 o'clock and on my second cup of coffee, not my first. So I am slightly more awake today than the previous weeks. And as you can see, I am in long sleeves now, so it's cold outside. Winter's back. Okay. Winter's back. Okay, so today I am working on my Bead Along project for next month. So I need to get my ducks in a row and get all the stuff done by September 15th, where I announced. So I need to finish making another sample to test out a kit and also put together the kits. Make the PDF, make the videos. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily need to have the PDF done by the 15th, but you know what I mean. I got to get all this stuff done. Looks like we have Louise joining us. Hello, Louise. Okay, so my project box, it's a lot, I mean, it looks like a mess, but it's a lot neater than last week. I tidied it up. And looks like we have Natia joining us. Hello, Natia. Okay, Natia and Louise, let me know what you're working on. What are you working on? So I've been working on this project for what? The last few sessions. The last 4 sessions I've been working on this project. But I have 2 samples done. And I need to make 1 more sample. So more beading. I only have 1 bead spinner. Where's my other bead spinner? Where did it go? I guess I can make, I'll make do with 1. I'll make do with 1. So, happy almost fall. It's not summer anymore because it's cold. It's cold as heck. But it was so hot hot this summer. I guess I'm welcoming the cold just a little bit. Okay, I will make leaves. Less thinking for me to make leaves than to have to do all that counting. Okay. Just want to check something real quick. Okay. All right. I ran out of space in my project notebook, my journal. So I haven't gotten a new one. So I've just been writing my patterns on piece of papers. I need to. Well, my project notebook was on a hardcover, and they stopped producing it. The printer that I use stopped producing the hardcover. So now I need to somehow get it to a different printer. And I tried, and it was just acting weird. And so I have not been able to do that yet. It's something to do with like dimensions and all that. And I really want a hardcover journal instead of a soft cover. So that's why now all my new patterns are not in a notebook. It is on a piece of paper. So not ideal. And I found my wire cutters. They were in, I was looking for my wire cutters last week, and I didn't know where the heck they were. Like, I scrounged around yesterday looking for it, and it was under the dining room table in a kit box. Since my kids were off for the summer, I was doing everything on my dining room table, and as I'm like on things that I'm not working on, I shove my project boxes underneath the dining room table, and that's where my wire cutters were. So, but I have two more, and I don't know where they are. I do have a pack of 9 wire cutters in my shopping cart. So I will. Did I buy it or not? I don't remember. I don't remember buying it. But I have a pack of. I don't know why it's a pack of 9 and not a pack of 10, but whatever. So I will need to buy that, and so sorry, brain is still coming online. So I need to buy that, and then I can put all my wire cutters. So each project box will have a wire cutter. Cover this so I don't spill everywhere. Natia says, still working on the flowers for the Canterbury bells. I was only able to work on them for a few hours this week. Natia says, I would love to show you a photo I took a few minutes ago, but I don't think you can insert images in the live chat. Natia, send me a message, like how April does. Just DM me. DM me a photo, and then let me know, and I can look for it. Okay. So I guess I am working on here. And hopefully today I can record a part of it because I still have a lot of beading still to do. This is there's testing the kit for this, and also at the same time, okay, hang on. How many inches do I need to cut this? Okay. Also at the same time, using the same project or kit to, so I'm talking and doing it at the same time, to make the videos as well. Oh, before I bead, I want to show you some flowers from my garden. Okay, so last year we did the marigold bead along, and I want to show you the marigolds that are in my garden this year. These are the inspiration for the French marigolds. And what is so cool about these French marigolds is that you have like one that's all, one color, this like velvety red color. And then on the same plant, you will have them looking like this, or on the same plant, you'll get like a variation like this. So they all vary. So with this pattern, with the French marigold pattern, you can actually have just different variations of marigolds. And that's why in my pattern for the French marigolds, you just get so many different colorways, just because you can just really have fun with it. Like, can you believe that these are on the same plant? I know there are questions before for me, like, Fen, can I have different, colors of flowers on the same stem? And usually I would say no, because, the same plant, on the same plant, you don't have, pink flowers and yellow flowers. I know for beaded flowers, it doesn't really matter, because you can just, you can do whatever you want, right? But if you're trying to be realistic to nature, then I would say no, you shouldn't be doing that. But in this case, with these French marigolds, you absolutely can. So just before the live, I just went outside and just cut these. These are huge. They are huge this year because I have them in my raised beds with my vegetables on. But when I grew them the first year, were they this big? I'm trying to remember. Maybe. I grew them last year? No, 2 years ago. I released the French marigold pattern 2 years ago. And then I did the bead along last year for it. And so inspiration. I didn't bring I have my French marigolds over there. I'm not going to get up and get them. So, is it focusing? They smell horrible. They don't smell great. Well, I guess not too horrible, because they smell like green plants. Okay. All right, Natia, I see your picture. What's the question on the picture? Okay. I hope I did it right with the photo. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with Facebook as I created my account especially for you. Ah, thanks, Natia. Okay, these are pretty. These are the Canterbury bells, right? I love how you shaded these. Okay, I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Okay. Okay, so that's beautiful. I love the shading. I like the contrast of the beads. Okay. Was there something you needed help with, Natia, for these petals? I like them. They're beautiful. Hard to see for me because my screen is so far away. Here, let me get to. Okay. Oh, there's a magnifying glass. Here we go. So you can look closer. Awful, awful. My eyes. Okay, so it looks like we have like maybe some check beads and some, what are those? Hex silky beads. Okay, awesome job. All right. Okay. Oh, before I have also more flowers. These are my zinnias. Okay, so I saw in a Facebook post in a zinnia group where they said that if you cut a zinnia stem, it will root. And so that's what I'm doing here, trying to get it to root. I've had this for a few days now. They have not rooted yet, but I have gotten the French marigolds to root before, and I've planted them in a different spot, and in they are really big. The ones that I've propagated are so big now in its new spot. So it has not flowered yet because it's newer, but that's a fun experiment. I that's my new hobby, I guess, is trying to propagate things. So that area, it was so buggy. So I'm like, okay, I need more marigolds there to repel the bugs. And that's what I did. And my new obsession for the past few years are zinnias. And these are, I think, heirloom varieties, heirloom zinnias. They are pretty big. Grew these from seed. I don't want to cut too much. Where did my wire go that I cut? There we go. I don't want to cut too much of the flowers. But I also want to try this out. Okay, switch. Okay, Natia says yes. Prissy also 2 cut beads. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is what you do when you only have 1 bead spinner. I mean, I can go grab another one, but I really don't feel like getting up. When you sit down, you don't want to get up anymore. So this week, well, my kids are back at school. Stringing by hand. It's just 2 beads, so just by hand is okay. I don't need to use a bead spinner for every little thing. But I do. So they had a great first few days of school. So they're happy, so I'm happy. You know how that goes. If your kids are not happy, then you aren't. As a parent, you're only as happy as your saddest child, I guess. So they're all happy at school, so I'm glad. Glad that. I guess that's why you shouldn't have too many kids, because there's a higher likely chance that there's more problems. More kids, more problems, right? Okay. Natia says, I don't have any questions with the pattern, but it just takes a little longer than for the others in the group because I modified Lauren's pattern a little for the shading to figure out the wire lengths for the components. Yeah, that'll do it. But it's worth the effort, though. Really like the 2 cut beads in there. Good morning, Carolyn. Carolyn says, listening from work. Cool. So, not beating, but listening. Cool. Hope you had a great summer, Carolyn. Natia says it's good to hear that your children are enjoying school. They are. I didn't want to. They're not going to the school that we wanted. Well, my oldest two. We were enrolled in one school, and then somehow the grant got pulled. And so last minute scramble, it was pulled like 2 weeks, like 3 weeks before school started. So the last couple of weeks we were scrambling, just trying to figure out what to do. With my oldest, he's back at the public school, which he is doing okay. It's not my first choice. I just, like with the public schools here, I just really don't like how they use the iPads so much. Every subject that they're using is they use the iPad, and it just doesn't work so well with my oldest because he's just addicted to technology, and I just wanted him to kind of get away from having to use technology so much. I wanted a school where it's not like the focus. We found a different place for my 7th grader. She's at a different school, and they don't use technology. They don't use an iPad for every freaking subject. So I'm happy about that. And my 3rd grader, well, I mean, yeah, he's still at the public school. And elementary wise, they use an iPad, but they don't use it as much. So, but when middle school comes, I would like to get him out of there. Because last year, like my oldest two would come home and they'd just be like on their iPads doing homework all evening. And I'm just like, but when I look at them, when I look at it, they're they're doing their schoolwork, but they're probably not doing their schoolwork, probably getting distracted on other things. So I would just rather just get them away from that. Apple, that's a really good marketing strategy for them, right? Get kids to, I think I don't know if they gave schools iPads or what, but get the kids like using iPads, and now you have a customer for life, right? But as a parent, I am not happy about that. Okay, Louise is lacing the Canterbury bells. Lacing. Not exactly my favorite thing to do, but it must be done. Here. So that's 1 out of 3 kids away from the school system here, at least. And hopefully next year I can move my oldest as well if other options show up. But just having my 7th grader just out of the system, that takes a lot of weight off of me because I was really worried about her. And then in a few years, I would be worried about my youngest too. at the same school. So now I know. So now I have other options. What's going? Okay, need to crush a bead right here. That'll work. Okay, Natia says it's not easy to find the right schools for our children. I'm glad my daughter has finished her schooling. Unfortunately, she hasn't found a place for her vocational training yet. Training is different here. It's more in workplace than in school or university. It's hard to find a job in your field anywhere, I guess. My job is not in my field of training either. Right? When I graduated, it was during the tech bubble. So it was what? It was a recession. It was not the tech bubble. It was the housing bubble. So it was a fun time. Not fun time. You know what I mean. It wasn't fun. I'm being sarcastic. So I'm not working in my field. So French beading was not my field of study. but I also feel like all the classes that I took, it did help me in many ways in my life. It did. But I wonder if it is worth the price tag of university here for those lessons. So I guess if I were to go back, I think I would probably do something like study business or something, because that is a field that you can apply to anything. Well, I guess if you don't know what you're doing or what you want to study it, then I would just study business. And then that can be applied to so many things that you do, or communications. Well, I took a lot of communications classes. So, but more, I would say, more focus on the communications and not other things. So. Okay, Carolyn says, my kids have graduated college and working in their field. That is awesome. That is awesome, Carolyn. Well, my husband is not working in the field that he studied, but he's doing great. So not complaining. We don't always get the jobs in in what we studied, but that's okay. But I guess now, these days, I am more focused on, like, with my mindset, I really think that it doesn't really matter anymore. I just feel like it doesn't matter as long as we are able to provide for ourselves and are living a meaningful life and we have meaningful relationships. I think that we have put so much effort into, like, what we want to be when we grow up, kind of that type of thing, that we put so much focus on a career. Like that is like one of our number one things. When in the past few years, I realized, you know what? I don't think it really matters. I think what matters is we are able to provide. I mean, yes, that's what, you know, going to college, going to university, and then getting a job. The job is provides the money for you to, you know, live, right? Um, so yes, it is important, but like at this stage in life for me, I'm finding it less important. It's not as important as just cultivating meaningful relationships and also helping others in my community. So that is what I'm focused mainly on right now. I've got to do the thing on my iPad. All right. Okay. So today, later, okay, so I have all of my, I have another cup. Oh, I do. Oh. See, this is what happens when you only have one bead spinner. You got to go back and forth. So this is what you do. You have one bead spinner. You gotta, just do this, right? Back and forth. The other day we were watching, my husband put on a movie, like K-pop Demon Hunters. Have you guys seen that? It was okay. We haven't finished. We watched like the beginning of it, and it was really captivating. It's just the movie just grabs you in right away, unlike most movies. Like I think for me, with I guess with my ADHD, it's hard to get into a movie, right? But with that movie, it just it just grabs you right away, and it has your attention. The movie has your attention almost like the whole time. So, and then my kids have to go to bed, and then we didn't finish it. So I'm kind of looking forward to finishing it later on this week. And of course, there are, I guess, somehow the YouTube algorithm knew I was watching the movie and it fed me some content on, you know, just some hate on the movie. And just like with Disney's Turning Red, There are just people that are hating on it just because they don't know the cultural context of, I guess, Asian cultures. So, and it it really bothers me, that people are so intolerant that, oh yeah, it has demons in it, so therefore we shouldn't watch the movie and things like that because it doesn't align with my um, spirituality. Then I won't watch the movie, and then no one should watch it either. But I saw nothing. I watched Turning Red, like, um, it's based on my culture, my Chinese culture, and they spoke a lot of Cantonese in it, right? And I really aligned with the movie, but then there was a lot of hate on it because there's like demons or things like that, or so it's just like, okay, so you don't understand the culture, but then you're just gonna go poo poo on it. Um, so that just really bothers me. Like, when just because it's not for you doesn't mean that other people's cultures are wrong. I think every culture has their protagonist and their antagonist, right? You have your good guys or whatever, and then you have your heroes, and then you have your demons, or your antagonists. Every culture has that. So there's a movie about it. So I don't get what the issue is. I mean, I don't know. Just the intolerance is bothersome to me. Okay. Hello, Rachel. Good seeing you. Okay, so I need to switch beads again. And Rachel says, love that. My kids have seen it 100,000 times. I haven't finished it yet, but I really like it. I think it's more about, it's not just like, the demons or whatever, like, or it's the devil, it's about one person dealing with their identity, which is the same with K-pop Demon Hunters, and it's also Turning Red. It's about your own personal identity, right? And learning to love oneself. All right, so I'm going to finish these 2 leaves, and then I will call it a day. And I need to get to work on my videos, and also make my kits. All right. Ooh, okay, Butterfingers. All right. right, and I am done with this leaf, and we are going to cut it short this week because I got a lot of things to do. Got a lot of things to do. So, and I think also for next week, let me check the schedule for next week. But I want to say same time, same place. Should be. Yep. Okay, so next week, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be live again. If you got any questions, put it in the chat next week, and I will be here. We'll be beading. Hopefully, I won't be making these again because you know what? Hopefully, I'll be done with the sample by then, and not have to work on it. Been working on it for like a whole month now. But I'm excited to show you this project and to announce this project for my next bead along. So stay tuned. So, all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. And I will see you next week. What day is next week? The 12th? Okay. September 12th, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And have a good weekend. Bye.